Kids are supposedly too fragile for Facebook, too impressionable for Instagram, too immature for TikTok. That's the excuse Wob Canoe is using to justify more government control over family life in Manitoba. But somehow those same kids are mature enough to make life-altering medical decisions about gender identity, hormones, and irreversible treatments.
And to whoever who is saying all that anti-trans stuff up there, you're not just going to get away with picking on one lone trans child out there somewhere. You have to come see the Premier, the Deputy Premier, the ministers, the MLAs, and the entire government of Manitoba, because this is one province, one Manitoba, and it includes everybody.
Are you kidding me, Canoe? Manitoba NDP Premier Wob Canoe's plan to restrict kids' access to social media is being sold as child protection. In reality, we all know it's just another example of government stepping into a role that belongs first and foremost to parents. Parents, not premiers, not ministers or committees or teachers or bureaucrats, are responsible for raising children. It is parents who know their child's maturity level, habits, struggles, strengths, and vulnerabilities. It is parents who decide whether their son or daughter is ready for a smartphone, what apps are allowed, how much screen time is reasonable, and what consequences should come when trust is broken. That is called parenting. It should not require permission slips from the state. Now, no one denies social media can be harmful. It can expose kids to bullying, addiction, predators, anxiety, and warped self-image and endless distraction. Those are real concerns. But real concerns do not automatically justify government replacing family judgment with blanket decisions. If every risk in modern life becomes grounds for political control, then there is no logical stopping point. Today it's TikTok and Instagram, tomorrow it's video games, then streaming platforms, then limits on what websites teenagers can read, what podcasts they can hear, what opinions they're allowed to encounter online. The nanny state never arrives all at once, does it? It grows one reasonable intervention at a time. But what makes Wob Canoe's position especially hard to take seriously is the glaring hypocrisy behind it all. Wob Canoe believes gender-confused kids can make life-altering medical decisions. Look at this.
There's a lot of anti-trans sentiment right now, and I think it's really mean. It's really mean-spirited. And so I want to say to every young trans person out there, whether you're in the room or you're out there across Manitoba, if anyone's giving you a hard time, just know that the Premier, the Deputy Premier, the ministers, the MLA, and the entire government of Manitoba has your back. And to whoever who is saying all that anti-trans stuff up there, you're not just going to get away with picking on one lone trans child out there somewhere. You have to come see the Premier, the Deputy Premier, the ministers, the MLAs, and the entire government of Manitoba, because this is one province, one Manitoba, and it includes everybody. Happy Pride!
To that I say, pick a lane, Canoe. We are now supposed to believe that teenagers are too immature to responsibly use social media, too impulsive to handle apps, too vulnerable to manage online spaces without government intervention, too undeveloped to navigate Instagram comments or TikTok videos. Yet many of these same political and institutional voices, Canoe included, are perfectly comfortable claiming those very same minors are mature enough to make profound, life-altering medical decisions involving gender identity, puberty blockers, hormones, social transition, and potentially irreversible consequences. So which one is it? Now, I don't have to make that cognitively dissonant choice because I believe that parents always know best, not the state. But to those like Canoe, a child allegedly cannot be trusted with Snapchat, but can be trusted with decisions that may permanently affect fertility, sexual development, bone density, mental health, and lifelong identity? Are we crazy here? Because those two positions cannot logically coexist. Either minors lack the maturity and judgment to make serious decisions, or they possess it. Either children need parents to guide them through complex issues or they don't. Either adolescence is a stage marked by impulsivity, peer pressure, emotional swings, and incomplete development, or it isn't. Politicians cannot declare teenagers helpless children when discussing social media, then turn around and describe them as fully autonomous decision makers when discussing medicalized gender pathways. That isn't principle, it's ideology, dangerous, pernicious, malicious ideology. And where are the parents in all of this? When it comes to screen time, suddenly parents need government backup because kids cannot be trusted. But when it comes to far more serious matters, parents who raise concerns are often treated as obstacles, backward, unsupportive, or something to be managed by the system that calls skeptical parents hateful. So parents are competent enough to enforce bedtime and routines, behavior, and grades, but not competent enough to weigh in on medical decisions with lifelong consequences? That is backwards. A healthy society starts from the assumption that parents are the primary guardians of their children's welfare. Government has a role, yes. Punish criminals, ensure safety standards, provide information, and step in where abuse and neglect exists. But it should not casually substitute itself for the family unit every time a social problem appears. And it certainly should not apply two completely different standards of childhood depending on which issue is politically fashionable for the governing party. If a 14-year-old is too young to manage an Instagram account, then maybe we should be more cautious before pretending that the same 14-year-old is ready for irreversible medical choices. If a 15-year-old supposedly lacks the judgment to browse social media safely, maybe politicians should explain why that same teenager is considered mature enough for decisions adults struggle to fully understand. Canoe and others want it both ways. Children are fragile when the government control is the answer, but empowered adults when ideology demands it. People should reject that contradiction. Parents should parent, government should govern, it should fit in a teacup, and children should be protected by consistent standards and their parents, not political convenience. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. A lot of the gender confusion is being sown in Canadian classrooms by activist teachers, undermining parents. To sign our petition, please go to stopclassroomgrooming.com.